Welcome to Side by Side Games. I'm Alokin, an advanced gamer.
And I am Oceanwolv, a casual gamer.
We're a husband and wife duo reviewing video games from different gamer perspectives to help you and your person find your next two-player game.
We discuss pros and cons and then break down the game into 4 categories: co-op ability, production quality, gameplay mechanics, and overall fun.
Let's get into it. We're super excited to share this review today for Cat Quest 3 on PC Steam. And the TLDR for this game is that Cat Quest 3 offers fun co-op gameplay, charming visuals, and engaging combat, but its short length, lack of clear damage mechanics, and hero to zero progression leaves something to be desired. A quick overview for the game. We purchased this for $20 on Steam. It took us about 30 hours to complete. We completed it 100%. We did all the puzzles. We did all the walkthroughs and everything. This is also a local co-op gameplay as well. And just a little bit about the game. It is an ARPG, which is an action role-playing game where you explore a new world with dungeons while leveling up your little cat character to collect weapons and items. You encounter battles, bosses, and a lot of puzzles along the way.
First, we're going to start with our pros and cons. My pros that I wrote down is that Cat Quest 3 is so fun with its challenging puzzles, and it has different builds based on the armor that you can select. And then the last pro is the battleship combat.
The battleship combat was really fun.
That was really
That
fun
was
and
a nice
funny.
bonus in the game.
I loved
It was a small part, but it was so fun.
it was a big part of the game
Because you're always traveling everywhere.
yeah,
I
we
guess,
have to
yeah.
travel and
That's a good
everything,
point.
but I really love that we get to be in the same boat together, and we have cannons blowing, and then we can just like shoot.
Yeah,
What are they called?
the enemy ships, the pirate ships. Oh, the cannons.
Oh yeah, we can just shoot
The
cannons
fireballs.
out,
Yeah.
like to anyone and other ships along the route. So I thought that was
Yeah.
so fun.
That was really fun. My pros for this game are I love how expansive the items and the weapons are. There's a really robust fighting mechanic to this game, and it has very friendly leveling. And then my cons list for this game is that overall it just felt too short. And the ending bosses felt very weak. To be honest, Cat Quest 2's bosses were a lot stronger. And at the end, it actually felt like we had to fight somebody.
Yeah,
But in this one,
it was like easy peasy.
when we beat the boss, I was like, okay, there must be another thing after this.
Yeah,
Because Cat Quest 2's boss was actually pretty difficult. But this one, I was like, okay, they're just tricking us. This is going to be a fake boss. We're going to beat this boss
right.
easy, and then there's going to be a stronger boss.
Because with Cat Quest, there are some hidden things.
There's a lot of hidden levels. But then we beat the ending boss, and then the credits started rolling. Wait, what? Game's over.
Yeah,
So
it was disappointing.
it was very disappointing because I felt like we had just gotten strong. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, the ending boss just felt a little too weak. And then also, I didn't like that there was no instruction on the damage type. Although there was like a little indicator, it was not a true description of how much damage you were going to do when you started fighting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really? What about the numbers?
Yeah, the numbers, as when you added them all up, when you started fighting out in the world, though, it didn't equal the same thing.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. My cons list is the first one being zero to hero mechanic.
Yeah, explain more about what this zero to hero mechanic is for people who don't know.
It's almost like the opposite of what you had said as a pro of very friendly leveling. Zero to hero mechanic is literally your character starting from zero, like the strength level, the attack level, everything.
Oh, okay, I
So
see.
for me, I felt like that was my experience in Cat Quest 3 is we were struggling so hard to survive because we're like newbies. We're fresh newbies into this new world that Cat Quest 3 has made. And then we like just landing a punch won't even hurt the other opponents because we have no
We
armor.
did that a couple of times.
But it took us a long time to level up. There was like a curve. I would say 80% into the game we're like untouchable. So that's what I mean by zero to hero mechanic.
Okay.
And then my second thing that I listed as a con is that the world is underwhelmingly small.
Yeah.
I love Cat Quest in general, but I felt because Cat Quest 2 was at such a high caliber, you expect that it would maintain that standard. And I felt like it didn't. There were just so little dungeons to explore,
Yeah.
islands to explore, puzzles to solve, which I really wanted more because the hype is real on Cat Quest and you're really excited to play because you've already played the previous ones. But anyways, the last con that I wrote down, which was a really big con for us during the game, is that there was no map route indicator.
Yeah.
There was no pathway finder. And when we would pin our location or our destination, there's no like road dashed line
Yeah.
or
There definitely should
compass
be.
telling us like guiding us to go left or right or whatever direction we need to go to. We just have to remember and know because the map is not available
Yeah.
when you're in play. So that's really a big con for me. And maybe that's a good thing that they built a small world though.
Yeah.
So
So you can remember it.
yeah, which technically I guess they made up for it, but still that's not accessible.
Yeah. All right. So for the first key category we're going to review today, we're going to look at co-op ability. This is how well the game supports teamwork and collaboration between players. And so my rating I put here out of 10 is a 6. I wrote down the game is much more fun with a buddy, but it doesn't stop you from completing the game. Even as we leveled and times where one of us was doing something like in real life, maybe that was like grabbing some food, getting a drink, it didn't hinder the progress. And you could really just continue. And it wasn't any more difficult. It didn't change the game much. You could just continue playing the game even without the second player. And I also felt like there isn't any big opportunities in the game to combo any skills or really rely on each other to complete any strategic portions of the game or like
Mm.
any puzzles that needed two players. So as much as you run through the game together and it is really fun with two players, because there's no mechanics in the game that require two players, I put this as a 6 out of 10.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I put it at a 10 out of 10 because I feel Cat Quest 3 is highly team oriented.
Oh, okay.
The game has challenges and opponents that are easier with two players, but there are times where it's needed
Mm-hmm.
for two players. Like, when we're in dungeons and like they have the puzzles, one person has to go on the other side of the gate and then the other one has to press that one button.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I mean. It's like it's made for co-op for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And Cat Quest is based on two characters.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's their co-op ability is a 10 out of 10 for sure. And especially because the game revolves around gradually building defense or offense as you progress together, it builds that team experience of we're growing together, we're struggling together, we're fighting together. So I feel like Cat Quest 3 definitely supports teamwork and collaboration. The next category we are reviewing is called production quality, and this is about the game's design, artwork, components, and overall craft of the game's materials. My rating of Cat Quest 3's production quality is a 10 out of 10.
Wow.
I feel like Cat Quest 3 maintains its cute art style with the 2.5 dimension characters, and they added a pirate theme to it. So I think just that elevation is really cute. The gameplay at sea really does expand the world and franchise creatively.
Mm.
The new outfits and armored ships are detailed with a variety of offense and defense skills. And then the water puzzles are so challenging, which is a really fresh addition to the land and dungeon terrains that we have to explore.
Wow, yeah, I would say that is really a lot of production. And those are all really great things about the game. my rating is very different than yours.
Okay, let's
In the
see.
sense that I actually rated it quite low. I rated it a 5 out of 10. And a 5 out of 10 for us is fair, which is just really
Is
is named fair, and it's really just average. It's in the middle of the pack. I wrote down that something strange about this game makes it feel like there isn't enough variety. Although there is a
that
lot of,
is true.
yeah, there's a lot of elements. Like there's 20 swords, there's 5 uh, guns, handguns, there's armor, there's hats. But for some reason, when you're playing the game, and maybe it's part of the progression,
Mm.
but the game kind of suggests that as you go, you're going to find a lot more items and you're going to get a lot of combinations. But I feel like right as you think you're going to find better items and you're going to level up, the game just ends.
Yeah.
And it's, wait, I thought that there'd be more. Like, that really is it. And I think that the reason for the 5 is that I put it's fair for the $20 price point. But for me, I really wanted more.
Yeah.
And because of that, I had to put it a 5 out of 10.
Mm. Yeah, I definitely agree, and I see that because it's like it almost feels like the promise wasn't met.
Yeah, because I felt like even in Cat Quest 2, and outside of changing dungeons and some of the bosses, the game just felt almost the same.
Mm.
Because you're traveling on the islands, you're running over the water, but in this one you have the boats, the ships. Because Cat Quest 2 was so good, I felt like Cat Quest 3 just didn't live up to its predecessor.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
agree.
was expecting another layer of game, but it felt like it was less than Cat Quest 2 in that sense. Yeah, it was
You
almost like,
know,
or just like Cat Quest 2.5 or
or
Cat
like a
Quest,
side quest,
like a downloadable
extension
content, like a
pack.
DLC.
Okay.
Like you pay $20 and then the game just expands a little bit more.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like a whole new game, and it didn't have enough to feel like a whole new game. So
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, outside of the beautiful artwork, and I really love all the islands and all the cute names that they had for them. Obviously, a lot of cat puns throughout the entire game was really fun to, and it was funny. Like we laughed at some of the cat puns, but just overall, I just felt like it just didn't feel like it was substantial of a game.
Yeah, I agree. Um, I'll still stick to my 10 out of 10 because I think given
For
that
sure,
it
yeah.
was $20 and it's such a small world, I feel like they did give so much. Um, I definitely feel like both yours and my ratings are real.
Yeah. And that's the thing. If we average the scores, and I put mine at a 5 out of 10, and yours is a 10 out of 10, that puts us at a 7.5 out of 10.
The next category we are reviewing is called gameplay mechanics, and this is reviewing the game's rules, flow, balance, and how engaging and intuitive the gameplay feels. My rating is a 7 out of 10. I felt like the mechanics are fun in Cat Quest 3 because it's going to be fun based on your armor of choice. The open world design may challenge beginners since there is no set path, but with Cat Quest 3 being so cute and simple, I would actually recommend it to beginner and casual gamers who want to learn open world basics
Yeah.
like self initiation, decision making, and problem solving. I feel like those three are the skills and foundations of playing an open world. And if you're really stepping into that kind of gameplay, Cat Quest, no matter which game, is going to be an amazing introductory game for beginners and casual gamers.
Yeah, that's a really great point. I love that you shared that. For me, I put a 6 out of 10 here. I felt like overall the battle system from Cat Quest 2 was really improved, just in the sense that the mechanics of, I felt like if you did something on the controller, then it would do it in the game. And sometimes in Cat Quest 2, it didn't feel like everything lined up appropriately. But here, it's like whatever you were expecting in the combo and the set of buttons that you were attacking with, it played out in the game really well. It was really reactive, and I love that. But the reason for the 6 out of 10 and the reason why it didn't get any higher for me is because As you were going through the inventory and UI, there wasn't really any real instructions on the damage types and how they coincided with one another. So it was just really difficult to engage with customizing your cat in a very specific way because the damage indicators and the different energy types like spell, magic, fire, ice didn't coincide quite well. And so if you didn't wear the entire outfit that they gave you, you couldn't customize it with, oh, I want to do some fire, I want to do some lightning. I think that would have made it more fun to have a level of uniqueness. But because they didn't match in the game, it made it hard for you to
Mm-hmm.
have a custom, like a real
Mm-hmm.
custom character. It felt like the game was just leading you to do what the game wanted you to do.
Yeah, like those skills, like your defense, your health, all of that, it's not going to be well rounded
Yeah.
and you're going to be so weak.
Yeah.
That's true.
So for gameplay mechanics, I had a 6 out of 10. Oceanwolv had a 7 out of 10. This puts our average at a 6.5 out of 10, which is labeled fair. Yeah.
Yeah, that is. Every time a category is rated in that fair range, I always feel like that is a fair rating.
Yeah. All right, so the last category that we always reveal is overall fun. This is how enjoyable and entertaining the game is for immediate play and long-term replayability. So for my rating here, I put a 9 out of 10. I said, this game is super fun. The fun quality alone is enough to pick up this game because I just want to be very clear. Right now, there is nothing else on the market that even comes close to Cat Quest 3.
Hmm.
This game is a 1 out of 1. It fills a big gap in the market for a journey-based action RPG with unique characters accompanied in a friendly, fun, and approachable art style. There
Yeah,
just really isn't anything out there
that's
like
true.
this. And the
Like
storyline
it's
too.
really in depth and cute.
Yeah, and it's incredibly cute. It's incredibly approachable. There's just nothing else out there like this. And despite all the things that I
Yeah.
said previously, this game really is, from a fun factor, a must play for duos, partners, couples,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Your partner, your
Mm-hmm.
person, it is a must play.
It's very family friendly. Like it's
Friendly.
all ages. Like kids can play
You can play
this,
this with your
adults
kid, you can play
kid.
this with
Yeah.
your anybody can pick it up and play, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
You would learn decision making, you'll learn how to play in an open world, and it's a
Yeah.
great entry into this type of game.
Yeah. And it's
It's
$20.
20 freaking
That's like
dollars.
such a freaking
And
steal.
we played it for close to 20 to 30 hours. We beat the entire game, all the side dungeons. It took us about 20 to 30 hours. It is incredibly valuable for the price.
Yeah, definitely agree. My rating of Cat Quest 3 on their overall fun is a 7 out of 10.
Mm,
I said that the game is very enjoyable and it's great to play with someone, of course. Like, we love this game and this franchise. It's going to challenge both you and your person, and it's going to require patience as your strength and offense and defense slowly grow. Given the hero to zero mechanic, though, where you become overpowered towards the end of the game, replay is unnecessary once all the puzzles are solved and all the bosses are defeated.
that's a really good point.
Like, I'm not going to come back and play this game anymore because it's completed, it's finished, I feel satisfied, and now I'm on to the next game.
Yeah, there's no end game in this.
Unless you haven't played Cat Quest 2 or 1, then of course go and play those. But this is a very linear,
Mhm.
complete story, and you don't need to replay it anymore.
Yeah, yeah,
But of course, the immediate play is like, of course, play it.
yeah.
You're gonna have fun.
So I rated this a 9 out of 10. You rated this a 7 out of 10. This puts our average overall fun 8 out of 10, which is love.
And just to wrap up the review, again, we can mention the TLDR. Cat Quest 3 offers fun co op gameplay, charming visuals, and engaging combat, but its short length, lack of clear damage mechanics, and hero to zero progression leaves something to be desired.
So the overall score that we have for Cat Quest 3 on PC is a 7.5 out of 10. This puts it into the category of love. We hope this helps you find your next two-player game. If you want a quick rundown of this review, check out our blog in the description. We have more 2-player game reviews there, so you and your person can find the perfect one.